recording.
All right, man. So it's been a great week of like a little bit of everything this week, but we had some good wrestling this week, and it should be a whole lot of fun. And yeah, so we got a ton of stuff to talk about. So we're gonna get right into it. So which show are we doing today, Lionel?
Welcome to this week's episode, 4-hour episode of Off the Top Rope.
Hopefully not 4 hours.
It's not gonna be 4 hours. It's not gonna be 4 hours. We're not gonna be here 4 hours. If you don't know, very quick, this is a AEW podcast for AEW fans by AEW fans. We're not gonna start with AEW though. We got a couple of things we really need to talk about first. But yeah, Proffitt. What are we about to talk about? We're gonna hop right into it. What are we about to talk about, Proffitt?
Oh man, so it wouldn't be right now we're gonna bring you a little news, a little few of the things that happened in the wrestling world this week.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big ones was R-Truth.
Got fired and rehired, huh?
Yeah, so they pretty much wanted to lowball him. He said, "Nah, that ain't working out." So they released him, and within the span of a week, he got released and then rehired because the discourse was so bad, and it made their WWE's public image look like crap, like it already does.
It was a whirlwind. As someone who does not watch WWE, as someone who likes Ron killings, it was crazy. Like, I think we had talked about it on the podcast. No, we did talk about the podcast last week because he got released last week.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we said on the podcast was that we had never seen an outcry of someone released from WWE like this ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And apparently it spread to the shows because there were a lot of chants for R-Truth apparently throughout all of the WWE TV shows this week, including their little dumb pay-per-view that I said dumb, whatever. Their little pay-per-view this week that happened.
Yeah.
And it resulted in R-Truth coming back. And a lot of fans are now saying that this was WWE's plan all along. They used the term, this was worked. Which, if you know me, I don't like using wrestling terms too often. That's not my place. So I'm going to say that apparently fans think that this was WWE's plan all along.
No. Hell no.
Every report, including R-Truth's son and R-Truth himself, have said this was not the plan. R-Truth literally went to Instagram and said that y'all brought me back. R-Truth's son saw what Triple H said at the end of the press conference and said, "Stop the cap." But for whatever reason, WWE fans think, "Oh yeah, we were worked all along." And I think that is a very weird thing to think. But first, Proffitt, what are your thoughts on this whole R-Truth situation?
Well, man, I'm just gonna look. They obviously lowballed him, so they didn't want him there to begin with, right? But there was a looming thing in the back of their head, right? And it probably wasn't gonna happen, but if it did, it would have caused a problem. What if he signs with AEW? What if, in the good graces, AEW signs him and reemploys this man? Because he could have easily got signed and been on this week and talked a whole lot of shit, right?
Possibly. I don't know how that contract works, but it's possible. It's either that or they would have slapped the 90 days on it. I don't know. I don't know how the releases work lately, but who knows?
Well, this one would have been his contract ran out, right?
More than likely,
he's free to go wherever the hell he wants at this point. So TNA was already trying to make deals to get him in. So If Tony, all it would have took was like, I'm not saying that would have happened, but AEW been like, hey, wanna come over here, do some dates and work with the, work with the locker room and things like that. That good sentiment would have, it would have done a lot of good PR and a lot of bad for WWE.
Right? Because right now, I guess the it feels like a pipeline, right? Like even though
Hmm.
it's been going both ways, there a lot of people say a lot of people have moved from AEW to WWE, but we've had the whole syndicate, Ricochet, we've people like Tony Storm, Mercedes Moné, we've had a lot of people move back over also. It's a
Hmm.
two-way street, but apparently for right now, it people are making it a very big deal whenever someone leaves AEW for WWE. Mariah May is the big example right now, right? Because now people are digging up all her old stuff, right? And this is not a Mariah May slander session. We're not doing that.
No.
We know this is her dream. This is what she wanted, and that's all good for her. We're no one is being. I'm not mad that she left and went to WWE. I'm not.
Hmm.
I'm not upset. That's what she wants. That is her dream. We are not here to crush that. We're not doing that.
Oh, no, I'm not going to crush it, but AEW's already passed it.
Yes, they literally signed two women this week.
Yeah. Alex Windsor, and then, I was saying her name wrong last week, Tekla,
Yeah.
you know, uh, she got signed and had a hell of a debut, last week.
Mm-hmm.
So they're already past it.
Yeah. So like, so if our truth would have left and then shown up on AEW TV, by the way, the perception's already changing. I've seen a couple of videos on TikTok about people saying that I'm going to All In because I looked at these prices for Raw and that's ridiculous and blah blah blah. So there's
Mhm.
already a change. Don't let people fool you. But if our truth were to have jumped over, some shit would have changed. So they had to. They had no choice. And apparently, we're talking about stuff you talked about before the podcast. I just saw the report also. Apparently, Nick Khan
Mhm.
had to come in and save the day. Apparently,
Yeah.
because people
Um,
are not blaming Triple H for the decision for whatever reason, but this was a Triple H decision.
it was a
He,
Triple H decision,
yeah,
100%. Oh, man. Yeah, like, because he could have. Look, there's people in place, just like it was when the first time he got laid off from WWE and went to TNA and could cut a promo on WWE.
mm-hmm,
Jeff Jarrett's he works at AEW and was the one that gave him the mic and told him to say what you want to say. He could have very well did the same thing again, and he would have been himself Ron Killings again. Well, Ron the True Killings instead of our Truth,
mm-hmm.
right? And he could have cut the same thing again.
And because of all the outcry, do you know how crazy that would have went on online?
Yeah.
I was one person who said you should not be signing anyone from WWE. I still stand on that.
Right.
If they would have signed him, that clip would have gone insane on social media and on YouTube and everywhere.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I'm not gonna hold you. One thing I'm worried about though, I wonder how he's gonna be
Hmm.
treated on his way now that he's back in there, right? Because oh boy, Triple H did not look very happy when he was asked about it in the press conference. Apparently,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I hope Ron is treated well, like with no bullshit tied to it, because he's done everything. Was the good soldier, but got fucked off, fucked over.
see,
Which seems to happen a lot in WWE.
exactly, shockingly, surprisingly, and here's the thing: we have an idea on how this could go, not to the
Yeah.
extent, but what's his name, Spud?
Yeah.
When he got fired and brought back, he was basically gone again within like 6 months.
Hmm.
So it's very possible that Triple H is being very vindictive because we know how Triple H is. We know the kind of people he likes.
Yeah.
He could be very vindictive and just ruin R-Truth for however long he signed again. Because we don't know the details, right? All we know is that Triple H apparently was trying to call. R-Truth wasn't answering. It took Nick Khan to bring everything back. And we know Nick Khan ain't the booker, it's Triple H. So we'll see what happens and who goes where and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they had to bring it back. They didn't have a choice. They really didn't.
No. Because if he would have stepped foot somewhere else, it would have been a problem. Like 100%, it would have been a problem.
Especially if it was AEW. If you with all the counter programming and all the shit that WWE's been trying to do to AEW lately, if Ron Killings showed up on AEW TV, it would have been real bad for WWE.
Yeah. And that is like without listing any other reason, that is literally the reason why they hurried up and re-signed him back.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that Tony Khan would have, if he wanted to, he would have been like, how much was that contract, Ron? Okay, add like 30% to it, and you got a deal.
Because it has been very well known that AEW is paying these wrestlers.
Yeah. They're paying them like actual athletes.
Yes.
And he would have 100% would have, if he wanted to, he would have shelled it out and just gave Ron what he wanted and had him on TV like this Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Because this Wednesday is also going to be a 4-hour show for AEW again. So they would have had the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, there's not too much to talk about that. He is now back in WWE. I won't see what's happening because I don't watch WWE. But just to reiterate, this was not WWE's plan, and I think you should not be saying that. Yeah. Also, you shouldn't want this to be a storyline. You shouldn't want a fired wrestler to be a storyline.
Right.
Also, if you're Carlito, how are you feeling right now? Because you ain't got the outcry like this. R-Truth gets to go back. You don't have a job. Are you pissed? I'd be pissed.
I think he doesn't care. To be honest.
I don't know, bro. I'd be upset. Y'all called for him. I got let go too. And nothing. But neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have anything else you want to talk about on this subject?
No. I think we pretty much hammered home what we wanted to say on
that. Should we talk about Mariah May in NXT?
I mean, we could. Is it worth talking about? Not really.
Then we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on
because like just like our show, AEW show this week, we've already gone past her.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's like the roster didn't miss a beat because she's gone. Mm-hmm. It's not me being mean. I'm just saying the AEW women's roster right now did not miss a beat because she left.
There were people being crazy online though. Like people have gone so far as to say like Mariah was only good with Toni Storm. I was like, ooh, y'all kind of tripping. Mariah's a very good wrestler.
Yeah, she's a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah, she's going to where she wants. Good for her.
Yeah,
that's it. I have nothing else to say about that. Honestly.
I think the main thing right now Tony Khan needs to avoid is that minefield of the other let go WWE wrestlers that just want an avenue back to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's her name? Cora Jade. Like that's one you should avoid like the plague.
Can we take a second and talk about this? Not specifically Cora Jade, but have you seen how some of these released wrestlers from NXT and WWE are just talking like they're just going to get into AEW? Like, oh yeah, no, I'd totally go there.
Except for one.
What's
her name? Shakara Jackson.
Mm-hmm. I forget what name she's going by now.
Marcy, Marisade or Marisade.
Mm-hmm. She said that
Yeah,
she's gonna go wrestle everywhere else.
improve herself first to see, make sure she can, handle coming in. I'm like, that's the one you need.
Mm-hmm. Everyone else who got released has been talking about, oh yeah, so I'll go to AEW, and like they're not saying it, but they're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a stepping stone. I'll be here a couple years, then I'll leave. Like that's what some people are saying. It's like, ooh, you don't want to do that. It worked out for Mariah. That's cool. You got one of the greatest stories ever told in women's wrestling, which is great. But you don't want to be the company that just hires someone for a couple years just so they can have an easy way back or easy way to WWE. That's what it was. Because Mariah May's whole thing was she had a tryout, she didn't get it. She ended up, I guess she worked for WWE for a while as like a not a stylist, but not a something like a model or something.
Yeah, t-shirt model.
Yeah. Then she left and went to Stardom, and then she went to AEW. So she just was trying to get her way into WWE whichever way she could, which she did. But a lot of these other people who just want to use WWE as stepping stool, y'all got rid of a majority of them now at this point. A lot of them are gone, and the product has been a lot better because of it. Don't fall into the trap again.
Yeah. Don't fall into the trap, because there's a bunch out there, and there's a few that have been silent, which I think that's the smart thing. Be silent and do your work in the indies and stuff like that, and make yourself wanted by the company rather than just saying, oh yeah, I'd be willing to go I'll go to AEW right now. And it's like, well, how about working those indies? Because you ain't that good.
Yeah, of course you would go to. Of course you go to AEW. Of course you would.
Yeah,
The other company just fired you.
right.
You know,
Like a lot of you guys aren't that. You wouldn't be able to, like. You ain't at that level of the women's division in AEW. Sorry.
the women's division is, despite the fact that they are not getting that they did not get enough time this week, is on fire.
Yeah.
So you can't just stroll in and expect to be like whatever. Remember, you know who was the face of the division 2 years ago? Britt Baker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Look where she is now.
Yeah, she screwed herself.
Yeah. So, you can't just walk in and expect a job. Like, you can't just walk in, because it's not that way anymore. Especially on the women's side of things, these women are hungry. And there are a few other women that deserve to be on TV more than someone who was released from WWE over the last, month.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's all I have to say, really, about that.
Yeah, same here. And, one of those women that needs to be onto that TV, and I'm going to say it every week, Nyla Rose. Just saying.
There's been, a big thing on Blue Sky lately, and I really appreciate this. That there are a few accounts that are really trying to get Nyla Rose back on TV, and she should be on TV. Former AEW Women's Champion, a damn good wrestler, fantastic promo, but she also does a lot of stuff for heels now too. So she is very crucial backstage. But I would love to see we used to get the inaugural we get a new champion, we get the Nyla Rose match.
Yeah.
Nyla Rose should be on TV a lot more. Just I don't know why she's not.
Yeah, yeah, we just got to give her one of those feuds, right? We need the Athena Nyla Rose feud on AEW TV.
Yes, we do. If that also gets Athena on TV too, yes.
Yes, which is why I said Athena and Nyla Rose.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just yeah, AEW right now is doing a really good thing. They definitely should not stray away from what they're doing, because what they're doing right now is working. So whatever you do not get another bad actor in here, because the last time y'all had some bad actors in here, it took literal years to wipe the stink off of them.
Took 4 years to get rid of all.
Yes. Let them go. That is fine. Y'all have the people that y'all need in there. Y'all already have The roster's already stacked.
Yeah.
Don't worry about trying to get anyone else. Not right now. Y'all are good.
And all I'm gonna say is, don't mean to talk shit, but those guys that they just let go ain't doing shit on the other brand too, on the other company too.
It's actually kind of crazy, right? Because we talk about it, and it's becoming more true. You get once you move over, you get 1 to 3 months, right?
Yep.
And it's kind of inconsistent how they're doing it, right? What we had Ricky Starks went over there, got a title immediately, and has been feuding with Ethan Page. Ethan Page went over there and isn't really doing anything, right? I don't know about like Malachi, or I don't know about Andrade. I don't know about Aleister Black. Like I don't know about any of them. I don't know about Rusev. I don't know what they're doing right now.
Okay, Andrade. Whenever you see him, he's always wrestling Carmelo Hayes or something like that, and then nothing. So now nothing, right? He's barely on TV. Miro or Rusev. I think he's been on TV only like twice. Ray Phoenix, he's he's showing up on NXT now. Let's see. Malachi is just cute. I don't know. He's just there. He's not really doing anything.
Well,
all of them, like for the most part, like Ricky Starks is probably the one that progressed the most because he went to NXT, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did a little feud with Shawn Spears, got the North American Championship, did a feud with Ethan Page, lost it. And after he lost, he's immediately on the main roster now.
Oh, okay.
He got to the main roster faster than Ethan Page did. Page is still in NXT.
That's hilarious, by the way.
So Ethan Page is just like stuck there.
Well, Ethan Page also been talking a lot of shit too. So
yeah, well, him and Lexis King. Lexis King is just trash. He's like, he's garbage.
He tried to steal.
So he's still in NXT.
He tried to steal Kenny Omega's moveset. It's still not good.
Yeah, he's terrible. He's fucking terrible. Let's see. Shawn Spears. He had that one feud with Ricky Starks. He got the North American title, and he's kind of like non-existent now. But he's still in NXT, by the way. Who else? Am I missing anybody? I think those are the main ones.
Meanwhile, if you want to go to the other side, her Syndicator Tag Team Champions, Mercedes left and literally has like damn near every championship. Every time she goes to his area, she gets a championship there.
Yeah, she just got one.
Athena is the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion of all time, and we're all begging for her to be back on AEW TV. Who's been recent? Who else has been recent that has left? We talk about Toni Storm.
Toni Storm.
There are a lot of people who have done well going the other way too. So it's about people going to where they are appreciated. And it feels like right now with how it looks, it feels like when you go from AEW to WWE, you're only really appreciated for making the jump. You're not really appreciated as a person. When you move from WWE to AEW, it feels like you have more of a home. I mean, right. Adam Copeland, like Christian, like the list goes on. There's a lot of people who have left that have been mainstays on AEW TV. So, just
look, Sting was wrestling out of his mind when he came to AEW.
He got the retirement that he deserved.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really it. There's really not too much else to talk about that either, honestly. Just you like what you like, it's fine. It's whatever. But just don't be a weird fan like some of y'all WWE fans have been lately. That's it. And also some AEW fans have been a little weird too lately, so.
Yeah. there's some equally weird AEW fans, and I don't know if they're just like WWE fans disguised as AEW fans. The way some of the shit they're saying at this point.
No, okay. There's been a couple people that I've seen that have completely like lost the plot, and these are people that I used to follow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Completely lost the plot. Like they have I don't know what they're saying. Like all the criticisms that they're talking about aren't even criticisms. It's just like complaining about random shit. Like, oh, where's Danhausen? Oh, okay. You want Danhausen? Oh, why is Darby not back on TV yet? The motherfucker's climbing down from Mount Everest. It takes time to get down from Mount Everest. You don't get to the top and just show up on TV the next week. Like, people were mad that he wasn't at Double or Nothing.
Like, you guys do know it took like 2 months to climb it, right?
It takes, exactly. It takes time to get back down. It doesn't take a week.
It takes like a month to get back down.
Yeah.
And then repressurize yourself to where you're fine to doing anything.
It's just like the weird stuff that people were talking about. Like, oh, why is Jack Perry not AEW champion right now? I don't know what to tell you.
Couldn't tell you, bud.
He definitely should be on TV. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
He should be on TV every once in a while. I don't know why he's not. If whatever he's doing, more power to him. But like I saw someone saying like, oh, we should be getting Darby versus Jack Perry at All In because the story leads there. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
What are you talking about?
Like, where does that even come from? You're just a fan of those two people, and that's what you want because that's what you want. You don't care about the story happening right now. You just care about what you want on TV. And I went on the tirade last week because a lot of people were being really weird, but a lot of people's complaints right now are about things that they want and not about the product. You know what a valid criticism of the product is? AEW's women's division not getting a lot of time on a 4-hour show. That is a valid criticism.
That is a very valid criticism.
Like, why the fuck did they really only have 2 matches? Why?
No idea, man. No idea. Like, it's ridiculous, right? Like, they, as stacked as that division is, they need. Look, I want, if you're not going to do it on Dynamite, I want over half of Collision being women's matches.
We had that for a minute, and it just stopped. Like, I just don't understand why you would have a 4-hour show and only book 2 women's matches. You couldn't even get a surprise match. We got surprise Ospreay match. We had nothing planned for Collision, other than Thekla, and that's the only women's match that we got on Collision. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And I think here's another thing that people said, oh, now they booked 3 women's matches for the next week. They already had done that on the show. That's not us saying that. It is very valid for us to say that, but on the show that we all watched, before we left, we already had 3 women's matches booked for the next Dynamite. So that's not us complaining and they're like, oh, here's another match. It was already planned, which I don't know why that couldn't have been a plan to begin with. But again, that is a very valid criticism.
Yes.
Also, it's not. I don't hear that loud enough right now. If I'm gonna be completely honest.
What's that?
I don't hear enough people talking about how there were only 2 women's matches on the card. I hear a couple people, but it's not as loud as it should be. It should be fucking loud.
Right.
Well, it was 2 matches in an extra segment, so we might possibly had 4 women's segments, including matches for 4 hours of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, do better.
Yeah, do better.
Speaking of that, do you want to get into what is apparently supposed to be a very long episode of AEW?
Oh God! So right before we do that, there's one more thing. We'll just talk like briefly on. We don't even have to go through it all. And that is so WWE had a pay-per-view, Worlds Collide, where it was the AAA versus NXT or WWE or NXT, whatever.
That was on Saturday too, huh?
Yep, they had two pay-per-views yesterday.
Wait, then why are
They
people?
had that one. They had that one in Money in the Bank.
And people complain about
Money in the,
AEW?
and Money in the Bank only had 4 matches.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
Not sure the reason why. Rumor has it that TKO was like, "Yo, we want people to tune into UFC, so yeah, you only get 4 matches."
Oh, UFC was Saturday. That's right. UFC was yesterday also.
Yeah.
God damn. God
Um.
damn.
So yeah, both of those were on yesterday. I'm mainly going to talk about Worlds Collide, and that was a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" So I was like, the thing that got me was the Rey Mysterio thing at the end, talking about, "Oh yeah, this is lucha. This legitimizes makes lucha great and legitimizes it." And I'm like, why? Because WWE did a show. It was like it was terrible.
That's really
It
dirty to
was,
have Rey Mysterio say that too, by the way.
yeah, like that show. Yeah, lucha on there, it was awful. Like because they were trying to match like WWE style. If you have a WWE guy, like say like Chad Gable versus Vikingo, right? Which was one of the matches.
Okay.
Vikingo fucked up so many times, dude.
Well, yeah, Vikingo isn't a WWE wrestler. Like, that's not... Like, if there is
Well,
one good wrestler from AAA, it's Vikingo.
yeah, and he was being terrible. Like Chad Gable was like, there was like times Chad Gable had to stop in order for Vikingo to like get back into what he was doing. Like there was a whole spot where they were in Vikingo, him and Vikingo were in the corner. Vikingo kicks Chad Gable back. Vikingo is supposed to bounce up and like do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Vikingo damn near falls off the ropes. And Chad Gable's running forward and he's like, "Oh shit." And he looks at the ref, he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then Vikingo finally hops up and does the thing.
Yikes.
It was bad. It was like, and I think like what came out of this, like the only thing people are talking about now is not Vikingo and Chad Gable or anything like that. It's the most ridiculous wrestler, Iguana Man.
Oh, Mr. Iguana?
Yeah, Mr. Iguana.
Bro, I used to follow Lucha Blog on Twitter when I had Twitter. And Mr. Iguana has been wrestling for a very long time. Like, he's been around. When I was following Lucha Blog, whenever I would see Mr. Iguana talk about on Lucha Blog, he would talk about him like he is like the worst thing that has ever happened to professional wrestling ever. So like, I don't know specifics. I don't know details. I don't know anything. But
Yes.
I saw like a lot of the people very happy about him. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. That must be cool." And then I saw a thing from Lucha Blog, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, why do you not like him?" I'm so out of the loop. But he feels like Mr. Iguana feels like a WWE guy, which is congratulations, you found one. Which is crazy. It's not Vikingo out of anyone, but
The most, if we're talking, the most talked about person is Mr. Iguana.
which is insane because they had a Vikingo match.
He was so popular that at Money in the showed up at like he didn't wrestle anything at Money in the Bank, but they showed him at Money in the Bank. Of all the AAA wrestlers, he was the one they showed because he was the most popular.
That should tell you. Like I said, I don't know why Lucha Blog and a couple of people hate him. I don't know, but it definitely feels like a WWE gimmick. So I guess it worked out.
I guess so. Like I think he's the only thing that worked out.
I don't know how I feel about buying a whole. If I'm WWE, and this is not me trying to be like messy or anything like that, but if I buy WWE, if I buy a company, right, and I'm WWE, I don't know. I think I'll be upset if only one person got like popular out of a whole show.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how I feel about that. But hey, good for him, I guess. I don't know details, but I guess they got one, and it's not Vikingo, which is insane. It's insane.
Well,
Vikingo wrestled Chad Gable, and people are talking about Mr. Iguana.
yes.
This is how you know, and this is no flack to anyone. This is how you know that there are WWE fans, and then there are wrestling fans. There's a difference.
Yeah, Mr. Iguana is the guy all the WWE fans are talking about.
People got to watch Vikingo versus Chad Gable.
Yes. A match that would headline any card. I think it headlined that card too.
I don't. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
Gable, don't renew that contract, bro. I don't know how long you got left. Get the fuck up out of there, bro. Oh my, Vikingo. Get the fuck up out of there, bro. Oh
no,
my God.
He wants to be there.
Vikingo wants to be there?
Like, dude, he drank that Conan Kool-Aid a long time ago. He wants to be there.
But he was on AEW he wrestled Kenny Omega.
Yeah, but he drank that Kool-Aid. Trust me.
Okay, whatever. Gable. Chad Gable. Whenever you're ready, go ahead over to that AEW side, bro. No. New Japan needs you, Chad Gable.
Ooh. Ooh.
New Japan needs you, Chad Gable.
Ooh.
We don't have New Japan doesn't have a foreign heel anymore. The Bullet Club's all faces now. They don't have a foreign heel. We need Gable. Go.
He can do it.
The biggest heel in the company is Evil. Please.
Oh, they need help.
They need help.
Help.
They need heel help, please.
Oh no.
They need foreign heel help specifically. But yeah, but it is what it is, whatever. You ready to hop into this AEW Fyter Fest?
Okay, I got one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
So from the comment, hot from the comments.
Ooh, we got a comment, okay.
From last week's video.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Jason Edwards 1425.
Ooh.
The comment. But so he commented on the Deonna Purrazzo situation.
Ooh, okay. I didn't see this. I'm interested. Okay.
So he's like, yeah, as someone who didn't know Deonna until she got to AEW, I've always wondered why people scream from the mountaintops to have her on TV more. The feud she had with Thunder Rosa was cool, but I think I attribute that more to Rosa than her.
Ooh. Thank you for the comment. As the resident Deonna Purrazzo fan, I can explain. And yep. I can also explain why, this is going to be a surprise, I am wrong. And Deonna needs to figure some things out before she gets back on TV.
Mm-hmm.
As a Deonna Purrazzo fan, I've seen her in TNA, right? She was fantastic in TNA.
Yeah.
But hindsight now, she had a Jordan Grace. You know what I mean? She had a Naomi for a little while. Like, she had some opponents, right? And I'm not saying that she doesn't have opponents in AEW. I'm not saying that at all. But she had more opponents that were, like, more on, like, her speed. I mean, Jordan Grace is, like, up there because it's Jordan Grace. One of the best female wrestlers on the planet. But, she had, like, levels and stuff like that. And you could tell different kind of stories in TNA. Because TNA is, like, a very good hybrid of other American professional wrestling. You can get away with stuff, with WWE stuff on TNA. You can also get away with AEW stuff on TV, on TNA, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of do that. When she went to AEW, she had the match with Toni Storm. She had the match with Thunder Rosa. But her problem was she couldn't connect to the crowd because and this is just my speculation. I think she was more used to telling stories via TNA than in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stories that she was telling with Thunder Rosa and with Toni Storm weren't super great. The thing about the Tony Storm one that was really good was that she changed her tattoo, the little duck tattoo. Right?
Right.
But that was the most memorable thing of that feud. Thunder Rosa was the most memorable part of the Deonna Purrazzo feud too. I agree with that. So yeah, I think Deonna Purrazzo does need to like. As much as I would love to see her on TV, I definitely think she does have to like work on some things also, and I think Ring of Honor would be a really good place for her right now.
Yeah, I that, and I feel like it's some if they want to stick with the vendetta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think they're hell bent on sticking with that.
Uh huh.
If they had it's the perfect team for a tag division.
Yeah.
And then they can like start even more so doing their stories more organically, in a tag sense.
Can I be honest?
Go for it.
If they do bring back the vendetta, I don't think Deonna should be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should get a third and bring someone else in. I don't know who. I don't have like a name, but I feel like Deonna should not be the leader. They should get like someone who can talk. Someone who is a really good mouthpiece that can wrestle also.
Yeah, I think that's what's missing. But I think here's my thing also.
Mm-hmm.
I think Taya Valkyrie could do everything by herself.
Taya Valkyrie is fantastic.
Yeah, like I don't think like no dig on Deonna or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Taya Valkyrie she could do whatever by herself. It wouldn't matter. Or she, that whole thing when she was with she was hanging with Johnny TV the whole time.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
That shit was hilarious. Like she could even do that. At this point, it would be Johnny TV, and MXM.
Yeah.
Right. If they did anything, and let Deonna do her own thing. Right. I think that would be the best. The best path, but we'll see what happens.
If I were to fantasy book, who would be really good together in my mind?
Who's that?
Deonna Purrazzo and Serena Deeb would be really good together.
Oh, actually, yeah. The two best technical wrestlers, right?
Yeah. I feel like they'd be really good together. And plus that would get Serena Deeb back on like WWE AEW TV also.
Oh. Yeah.
We've been talking about them for 30 minutes, so it was stuck. That won't happen again.
No,
but
WWE TV.
But seeing Serena Deeb on AEW with Deonna would probably be like what I would call. But you would run that in Ring of Honor first, because right now they're all in that tournament, right? Well, not Deonna anymore. Deonna got eliminated, but they're all in that tournament. So you can do something there, and you can run that on Ring of Honor and perfect that, and then bring that up to AEW.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think like if they did have her like as the first women's pure champion, and let her just like run with it, I think that would also be good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are avenues, but I definitely agree with the comment. Thank you for the comment, by the way. I can understand if you have never seen Deonna Purrazzo, if you only seen her in AEW, I would get why you're like, why is there so much hype around her? Because they've had a lot of other debuts on both the men's and women's division that the hype has like followed and been consistent with what they were doing on TV. Deonna's definitely one that has not been.
Right. It came in and then it just got ice cold.
She went right at Toni Storm also, and that feud didn't really go well, right? Like it was like okay, and then the Thunder Rosa feud was also just kind of like okay.
Right.
And then once she lost to Harley, and once she was Harley's first real win, I think it was wraps for a little while, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for the comment. If you would like your comment read also, make sure you drop them in the comments. We will talk about them.
Yeah. It's always fun to get the comments and then discuss them on here too, because we all have different opinions. Let's put them out there.
Yes. So please leave your comments on anything that we talk about, whether you agree or disagree, and we'll read them on the podcast and we'll talk about them. And you can be in the discussion also.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now it is time for AEW Fyter Fest, which people were complaining about being too long.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Even though the same people complaining watched 2 pay-per-views back to back on Saturday.
I watched 8 hours worth of pay-per-views, but yeah.
Yeah, 4 hours too long. Okay. So we're gonna be doing this one a little bit different because it was a 4-hour show. There was a lot going on. We're gonna run this like a mini pay-per-view because let's be real. I think the main thing that we really want to talk about was the fact that the women weren't put up as much as they should have been, and we talked about that earlier today.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you want to talk about first?
You know what? Like, we can talk about what started the show. Really, we got, Ospreay got pissed off enough to where he's challenging Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, people. For those who don't know, well, I'm not gonna say for those who don't know. So the show started with Will Ospreay. He came out, he had a promo, and he, like Proffitt said, he challenged Swerve to a match, and we're gonna be getting that this week on Summer Blockbuster, on AEW Summer Blockbuster, which is a surprise. I think a lot of people thought that this was gonna be the All-In match. A lot of people has just slotted that it was gonna be Swerve and Hangman versus the Young Bucks. That's what people thought, right? They kind of slotted now Ospreay into there. It's Swerve and Ospreay versus the Young Bucks, which is still, I guess, is still kind of possible. But now we're about to see 2 of the greatest wrestlers have a rematch from Forbidden Door this week.
Yeah. It's just like that whole, it's like, oh yeah, motherfucker, have you beat me? And yeah, of course. That's, which that was from last week, which makes Ospreay challenge Swerve this week. So it's gonna be fun, man.
After that, we had Crew come out, and this basically set up a match that's going to be happening on the 3rd hour in Collision. We'll just call it Collision for right now. We got Lio Rush versus Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was a very good one. I guess we could just go down the list, right? We don't have to talk like super heavy on everything, but we'll just go down the list, I guess. We have our notes up, so we could just go.
Yeah.
So after we had the Ospreay segment, and after we got the announcement that we're going to be getting Lio Rush versus Will Ospreay, which was a great match we'll talk about later, we got Jon Moxley versus Mark Briscoe. Proffitt, do you have any thoughts on this match?
Man, this match was fun. Like, Moxley and Briscoe beat the shit out of each other.
It was so good.
So damn good, man. It was a physical match. It's just best way to put it. They were, there's 2 people that go like, all right, I'm gonna nail you, you nail me, and we're just gonna keep going.
Jon Moxley did win. He did beat Mark Briscoe with the Bulldog choke. So he lost the same way he lost last week. But he did fight. Also, I think it was kind of funny that the segment before, Ospreay was talking about we all need to work together to beat the Death Riders. And in wrestling, pure wrestling fashion, we had all the Death Riders come out here and basically jump Mark Briscoe, and no one came out to help him.
Yeah, no one came out to help him.
Pure wrestling fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ended up being a really good match. I think Mark Briscoe did what he had to do. He started bleeding during the match too. I think he did his children proud because he fought.
Yep. He always fights, man.
Always. He is Mark Briscoe in the last couple years since Jay passed away. He has been working his ass off to be a good singles wrestler. He has made it, bro. He's really good now.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think the main thing for him was because he's doing a lot of tag and stuff like that. He found his got his rhythm and found his how to work the singles wrestling even more.
Mm-hmm.
He just found what he was going to do.
He's having bangers singles matches on pay-per-view now too. Had a really good one against Moxley. Like, more Mark Briscoe, please and thank you.
Yep. Well, I think we get him every week now.
Good. He deserves to be a mainstay. He is fantastic.
Yeah.
Next up, we had one of two women's matches for the night, and the only women's match in the first 2 hours. We had AEW World Champion Timeless Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Another women's tag match, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And Mercedes was supposed to be on commentary. She was not. She said, if I'm gonna be out here, I need my own table. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? And they brought a table with a steak on it and some wine. And the steak became a very big topic of conversation because it looked like it was well done.
Look, I saw people. The one that cracked me up was the one people saying the steak wasn't a business for itself. That one got me. I was like, okay, you got me. You got me.
I before we talk about the match, I just want to explain something really quick. I know there are some people that don't know. There are a good percentage of black folks that eat their steaks well done.
God damn it.
It's a thing. I don't.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. I do not do it. I don't think Proffitt does it.
No, I don't.
No, but it is a thing. So when I saw people talking about it, I was like, ooh, y'all probably don't know a lot of black folks, because I know there are a lot of people in my family who eat their steaks well done.
Oh yeah, like no shit. My mom, when rest in peace, but she, anytime they would be like, hey, how do you want your steak? She'd be like, well done. I'm like, no. What are you doing?
It's a thing. Listen, we can get into the whole reason. There's a whole thing about it. I'm not here to do that. We're not gonna do it. If you really want to know, there are history books about it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
all I'm gonna say. But what, other than the steak, and other than at the end time Toni Storm taking a bite of the steak, a couple bites out of the steak, and looking like she had to chew for like 15 minutes to get it down.
Oh, she spit it out. Yeah, let's put the steak out.
She had to. What were your thoughts on this match?
Oh, the match was good, man. Again, like, Sky Blue is like on a mission.
She's ridiculous.
She's really, really good now. Julie Hart's great too. Like, everybody was great in this match. It was a fun match to watch.
It was a lot of fun. Also, is another women's tag match.
Uh-huh.
We have one very established tag team in Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Y'all just announced some titles. I know a lot of people have taken like a step back this week, understandably, because of the lack of women. And yes, I'm going to keep on saying it because it needs to be said louder than how a lot of people have said it. The lack of women on this show kind of hurts the tag title thing, but they still should come. We just need to bully AEW to putting more women's segments on TV.
Yeah.
Because Ring of Honor doesn't have this problem. I'll tell you that much. You watch Ring of Honor.
Oh, not at all.
It doesn't have this problem at all. It's literally just AEW TV. And none of us understand why. But next up, we had probably one of the most interesting segments of the night. Backstage with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is on TV again, and he's talking about the match with Lio Rush. And then MJF comes in and interrupts. And MJF put his big boy pants on and is talking a lot of shit to Ospreay. Mm-hmm. And Ospreay was about to yoke him up, but Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, MVP, the Her Syndicate show up. And Ospreay, very wisely, takes a step back. MJF goes back and hides behind Bobby Lashley like the bitch he is. And they all walk off. And then we get a stare down between Bobby Lashley and Will Ospreay. So a lot of people were like, tag title match, let's do it. People immediately said it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of on board too. But what were your thoughts on this segment?
So I have a weird thought on the segment.
Ooh, I'm more interested in this now. What do you got?
So I don't think Bobby was mad about it.
He didn't look angry.
I actually think he didn't look angry. He was like, okay, I respect what you're doing. And he put Will's shirt back and everything like that, the way it was, and then walked away. But he wasn't staring at him like he wanted to fight him, right?
Yeah.
It was more or less like, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay. And it's more like if it was just you, me, and Max here, I would just let you beat the shit out of him and not care. He was like, if I saw it, I would just let it go and then pull you off at a certain point type deal. I think that's kind of where Bobby stands.
Yeah, I can see it because Bobby, he is confusing me right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
because we know he don't like MJF. But he is playing. I've never seen Bobby Lashley look this happy in my 20 years of seeing Bobby Lashley. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what he has planned specifically for MJF. But he's cooking something. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's not cut and dry, whatever it is.
We also still need to figure out why MVP got so mad about MJF having a lawyer to read the contract. I guess it didn't matter because MJF still signed the contract. But what was in there to make MVP a little upset a couple weeks ago before the contract signing?
Yeah, and also, why was Bobby Lashley pissed off when he actually read the contract?
Exactly. Something's happening. We just don't know what it is yet. We'll find out. But it's something.
Yeah.
I want them to kill him because I really don't like MJF. I just really don't. After this, we get another Syndicate segment because now they're coming out to the ring. This is the funny part. MVP is talking about Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, talking about, this is supposed to be AEW, right? Where the best wrestle, where are all the tag teams? What's going on? Right? They're getting cheered. Then he hands over the mic to MJF, who gets booed.
That was like the best.
So a lot of people were like, oh, now they're really going to stay heels. I was like, yeah, they're probably going to stay heels now that MJF is there. But the dynamic hasn't changed. People are still booing MJF and not the Syndicate, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
But MJF talked about now he's going to wrestle, and he put the match out there. He's going to be wrestling Mystico at Grand Slam Mexico. After this, Commander, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight come out. And line of the night, MVP says we got White Sho'nuff, we got Bruce Leroy, and the Blue Ranger. What are y'all doing out here? And I laughed because if you don't know me, Last Track is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
White Sho'nuff for Speedball Mike Bailey is hilarious. But after this, Commander talking about that that they disrespected Mexico, you disrespecting Lucha, and disrespecting Mexico and me. And they were about to fight, but they said, hold up. Let's go. So MVP makes them all step back. They all leave. And we get a nice little interaction, which I don't think this one was planned. But Roosh comes out and is like staring daggers at Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. And I think it looked like he kind of shoulder checked one of them a little bit. And I was like, oh shit. I don't think this was planned, because Bobby was standing there pointing and looking. And I was like, oh shit, that wasn't planned. This is Roosh being Roosh.
Yeah.
But that oh, Ed?
No, I was going to say, it doesn't matter who you are. Roosh is just a dick.
But that led us into the match. But before we go into the match, Proffitt, what were your thoughts on the second Hurt Syndicate segment?
Oh, I thought it was good. I think that match this coming week is gonna slap.
Oh yeah, we're about to talk about that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Next we got LFI versus Commander, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight, who were already in the ring after their Syndicate stuff. Crazy match. A lot happened. Beast Mortos took the pin and lost.
Oh.
He lost. Beast Mortos lost again for the team. And then after the fact, the Hurt Syndicate comes back out. And MVP said that we're going to get the match that you just talked about. We're going to be getting Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MJF versus Commander, Speedball Mike Bailey, and the Jet Kevin Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was the surprise to me is that once Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin started trying to attack, and then MJF a little bit later, after he was hiding behind MVP, they lost the little scrap.
Yep.
Commander, Speedball, and Kevin Knight stood tall against the Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
Proffitt, what are your thoughts on the match and the post-match segment?
So the match was the match was crazy, right? Like the match that went on was it was crazy, but it was really it was a fun match to watch. It's good to see LFI in the ring, just doing their thing, and of course the other team, Commander, Speedball, Mike, and Kevin Knight, are just gonna go out there and show out. So they all just went in and they showed out, and this is like, a better, faster style match than anything on Worlds Collide, but that's here nor there. The end also surprised me with Commander Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight getting the best of the Hurt Syndicate. So it's going to be interesting what happens in the match, though.
All I know is Kevin Knight got that best Super Juniors glow up. He came back,
yeah,
was able to beat up the Syndicate. So, I mean, I don't think that's going to stick next week, but we'll see.
Yeah. He got the New Japan power up.
Boy, did he. He did pretty good in best Super Juniors. He lost more than I thought he was going to lose, but is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have, I'm not going to hold you, my least exciting segment of the night, which is kind of surprising to me. We got Daniel Garcia and Paragon backstage.
Yeah.
Cole has been involved with the Don Callis family since what happened last week with Kyle Fletcher and another match before, right? Garcia had that little run-in with Don Callis the week before. So now they're going to align together and they're going to go try to take on the Don Callis family. That's all the segment was.
Yeah.
Proffitt, what are your thoughts?
I could have. I could have went without it. That's my thoughts on that.
We definitely could have had even a women's squash match we could have had here. I'm not gonna lie.
You could have just showed the match graphic for me. It would have been fine.
Also, can I be a little mean for a second?
Go for it.
I don't think AEW knows what they're doing with the TNT Championship anymore.
I think you're correct.
Yeah. We thought, oh, Danny Garcia had the title and he's not doing anything with it. Okay, whatever. Once Adam Cole got it, we were like, okay, now Adam Cole's gonna wrestle a little bit. We're gonna do some things, right? He wrestled against Claudio, and then wrestled in a DQ match against Kyle Fletcher. And yes, that is the story we're gonna be moving along, right? But it's weird that we keep on getting these like 3v3, 4v4 feuds around the TNT Championship.
Yeah.
Like, we could be doing this for the trios championships that are around. You know, that's a thing that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need Garcia and Paragon with Adam Cole to wrestle the entire Don Callis family? Like, there should be like something a little bit. There should be something different here. You know what I mean? There should be more focus on just the TNT Championship instead of this whole thing where it's gonna coincide eventually to the TNT Championship.
Right. And I think that here's what I think the problem is. I think the problem is anything that they were originally doing with the TNT Championship before, they're doing it with the International Championship.
Ooh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The International Championship kind of took its spot.
And it's not like they can get rid of the TNT Championship. It's literally the TNT Championship.
Yeah.
And I guess they don't want to do open challenges so much anymore. Like I don't know, but there definitely needs to be like some kind of change with the TNT Championship for sure. And I'm not even saying go back to the open challenges. Just I would prefer, if we're gonna be doing feuds for the championship, I think that's fine. But I don't think it needs to be team group versus team group. It can just be. It should just be Adam Cole and Kyle Fletcher, and then let the teams fight around them.
Yeah.
Also, Daniel Garcia could be doing something else too.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird, and like I said, I haven't seen anyone talk about this. It feels like it's just a me thing. It's just kind of bothering me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's but we've been talking about it for a few months already.
Yeah, we thought it was Garcia. It's not Garcia. It's just a TNT Championship and how it's booked at this point.
Yeah, it's just how it's booked. Like what fucked up the TNT Championship was the Orange Cassidy run in the international title.
God, bro, still one of the that first championship run with Orange Cassidy is still one of the greatest AEW championship runs. It like in AEW.
Yeah,
that motherfucker was fighting everybody. You want a champion that was getting beat up but was able to win? It was Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, but he was also able to, like, if he needed to take somebody out quickly, he could.
Yeah, he was able to hold his own.
Right.
God, that story. Oh, God, that story. Him breaking down also as he was doing all these defenses, fighting anyone and everyone. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, but you look at that, and then you look at what the TNT Championship was doing before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's literally doing everything the TNT title was doing.
Yeah, it's true. Orange Cassidy, get well soon, bro. We need you back.
Yeah, 100%.
Heal up. I don't know what kind of voodoo. I don't know. We got to get the Dragon Balls to heal you back up or something. But get well soon so we can see you back on TV, bro. Because you are missed. After we saw the segment that we don't need, we saw a segment that we do need because we got the patriarchy.
Hell yeah.
Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Mama Wayne were all standing. Christian, we're not going to talk about how bad he was to Denver. We're going to talk about how he was happy that Nick Wayne got to live his dream, but he didn't win. And he did Best Super Juniors, 14 matches in 22 days, which is the real schedule. And these are very hard-hitting matches, by the way, if you never watched Best Super Juniors.
Mm-hmm. Christian
said, you deserve a break, but you're not going to get one. because now you're gonna be wrestling tonight for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Nick Wayne was like, man, it was light work last time, like literal light work. So what you can do? And he's like, you're gonna be in a 4-way. And then he said, okay, Shane, let's go lay down somewhere. And then walked off. What are your thoughts on this segment?
Oh no, I thought it was great. It's just Christian Cage just being an asshole. He's doing everything he can to make Nick Wayne lose the title.
Can I pitch something to you? And you can tell me it's a bad idea, which is fine.
We're thinking the same thing, so go ahead.
I don't know if we are, because my thing is kind of out there.
Okay.
I would like to see, at All In, Christian Cage and hopefully Luchasaurus if he's feeling better, but someone, Kip Sabian, someone, versus Nick Wayne and Adam Copeland.
Huh. Okay.
Right? It's a weird idea, but I kind of want to see it. What was yours? What was your idea?
So when he said he was going to face somebody that night, I literally thought Christian Cage was putting himself there.
Oh, shit. That would have been crazy. I didn't even think about that. That would have been crazy.
I think it's going to end up like that, though. Like, he's going to be like, oh, no, but you have a match tonight. And he's going to be like, yo, Christian, why do you have your wrestling gear on? Why you have the wrestling turtleneck on?
Oh, God. That's going to happen, like, sometime before All In, for sure.
Yeah.
We might get Christian Cage Ring of Honor Television Champion.
Yes.
As much as I have complained on this podcast about AEW talent being Ring of Honor champions, put that shit in my veins, bro. I need it.
You know how many asshole, like, fucking promos you're going to get with him being TV champion?
God, and you know he would go to Ring of Honor and do them, too. You know he would.
Yeah. And then don't let him get a shot at the TNT title, too, because he'll take that, too.
Whew.
And then he'll be the like, you know, Samoa Joe, the king of television.
He's already king of television in my book. I don't care what anyone says.
And he could be a dick on 2 shows.
Oh, yeah, I need it. Because I know he would go to Ring of Honor and wrestle, so I need it.
Yeah.
After this segment, we got the Matchcaster Open Challenge. It was answered by Powerhouse Hobbs. Matchcaster did his thing. He did the chant. Everyone was happy about that they did it, but he said it was bad. And then he put the 5 minutes on the clock, so we're doing the 5-minute thing again. And he lost to Powerhouse Hobbs. Low-key, I'm kind of surprised that this happened again. I'm happy it did, because I like the Open Challenge. I thought after Bowens happened, I thought it was going to be over. But we're going to see it. We saw it again. Proffitt, what were your thoughts on this 45-second match?
He got the worst possible outcome. Like, I don't think anybody expected Hobbs to be there. And then he was there.
And then he left in a minute.
Yeah, he even come down the ramp. He came through the crowd. And just destroyed fucking Max Caster and then left.
He's been doing that lately, too. Like, he's been coming in from the crowd lately.
Yeah.
Not really sure why, but it's cool, I guess.
New member of the Death Riders confirmed.
That they're going to be going forever. Moxley's not. If Powerhouse Hobbs were to be a member of the Death Riders, Hangman's losing at All In.
Well, look, you remember who brought Powerhouse Hobbs in, right?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, he's not now, but he can easily just change pretty easily.
Yeah. But I don't think he's changing for Knobs.
Nah. We got to see what's happening with Hook in the Ops.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we'll see Hook this week. I'm assuming. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure.
Apparently, when he showed up, he wasn't cleared to wrestle or anything.
Ah, that's why they did it that way. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Loki, I think it was like impactful that way too, because I do like that he was just like no, and just kind of walked away after getting his comeback on Claudio. I did like that, but we'll move on. We'll move on to the main event of, I guess we'll just call it the main event of Dynamite at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We had our international championship 4-way match between Brody King, Claudio Castagnoli, Mascara Dorada, and Kenny Omega.
Hell yeah.
Let me tell you, if y'all have not watched this match, what are you doing? Watch the match. Lord, was it crazy. They were flying everywhere. Mascara Dorada, they were hyping him up as like the next Mystico, and I see it now. I fully understand. He's going to be the guy after Mystico's done.
Oh, yeah. Look, dude, like, that dude shone real bright during this match.
He
like,
was so good, bro.
He was excellent.
Brody King was doing his thing also, beating the hell out of everyone like as he does. Kenny Omega was Kenny Omega, the GOAT. My first Canadian GOAT. And Claudio was Claudio. Claudio's always good. Like I at this point, I don't think I've ever seen a bad Claudio match.
No.
Ever.
he's just damn good, man. He's so good.
So good. Like Claudio's one of those like really underrated pieces of what was really underrated pieces. He can do anything. He can go anywhere. He can be a face. He can be a good guy, a bad guy. Whatever you need him to do, he can do it, and he crushes it at a high level.
Yep. I would like to see like if they actually did the open challenge shit again. Claudio TNT champion and have him do all the open challenges.
Yes, bro. I need Claudio to be a singles champion again. Anything. I'll take anything at this point. Claudio needs to be a champion. Yeah. God, he would be so great in those open challenges too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. He was beating the shit out of Adam Cole in that first one.
Oh my God, yeah, he was.
Oh, Claudio. Just high level. I would not have been mad if I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be mad if anyone who had won this match. We knew it wasn't going to happen, but
right.
I wouldn't have been mad.
Yeah, like all of them would be great international champions.
Ugh. But we know who our international champion is right now. Kenny by God Omega. He was able to pin Mascara Dorada for the win.
Mm-hmm.
And we all celebrate. We're all happy. But then after, we heard the coin drop. Proffitt didn't hear the coin. Proffitt didn't hear the coin drop because HBO sucks.
I didn't hear it until like an hour later.
But everyone except for the people on Max heard the coin drop, and Okada came out, and the world, other than the people on Max, because they couldn't see it because they couldn't put it on the same thing for whatever reason, started freaking out. They're holding their titles up, and they start fighting. And the world goes crazy. They break it up. They walk away, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, it's happening! It's happening! It's happening!" And then later we find out that we're gonna be getting we don't find out now, but later we find out that we're getting an announcement that's gonna be happening before the main event. A Tony Khan announcement before the announcement. Classic. We haven't had one of those in a while. But Proffitt, what was your thoughts on the match and the post-match segment?
The match, come on, man. Come on. If you watch one piece of actual wrestling this week, not that crap on Saturday, but some actual wrestling, watch this AEW International Championship match.
Oh boy.
You'll get breakfast, lunch, dinner, a few sides, some dessert. You get it all in this match.
God, you got lucha, you got strong style, you got Japanese, you got that good old American muscle type of match, all wrapped up in this. Fantastic.
Yeah. It's an excellent match. And the end, oh my goodness. When I finally watched it, because I was like, fuck this, I'm going to watch the beginning of the show. Because it went straight to live, and I was like, nah, I'm going to go to the beginning. And I was like, oh man. We're finally getting it. Okada versus Omega. And I don't think they announced the stipulation for this or anything like that, but it's for all the gold.
Winner takes all. It's on the graphic.
Yep,
Winner takes all.
Oh my goodness,
bro.
Okada, you better come with 100%.
No, okay. I can talk about this for an hour. I'm not going to. But do you, if the people listening, if you were not watching New Japan at this time, I don't think you understand how big of a deal this is. I'm pretty sure people on the internet have told you how big of a deal this is. But this is a huge deal. Okada Omega 5. We got new stakes now. The Okada and Omega is part of the reason we have an AEW. And I don't think people understand this. People like to credit Jericho and Omega being the match that has AEW. But really, all the attention from America that Okada and Omega got for their first match in the Tokyo Dome is the first domino that takes us to having an AEW.
Yeah.
And this is no hyperbole. This is one of the best wrestling rivalries of all time. It also helps that Okada's in like 3 of them, which is insane. but this is one of the best wrestling rivalries in history. All 4 of their matches are all better than the last one. They're all 5-star plus matches. If you want to go by that rating system. They're some of the best matches that you'll ever see. So I'm telling you right now, if you have not seen these matches, go to New Japan. Go to New Japan World. Search for it in Google. njpwworld.com. Get the package. It's $9.99. You have access to everything. Watch all 4 matches. And then you'll understand why the world is very excited for this match. We get to see Okada and Omega in America. And we know Okada's not going to just do what he's been doing. Okada's going to come 100%. And I can't wait to see it.
Oh, yeah. He has to. Kenny ain't going to let him. He ain't going to let him coast.
The best match that we've seen Okada in was against Will Ospreay at the finals for the C2. So he's gonna come. He's gonna bring it. That before I yap anymore, you have any other thoughts before we move on?
My final thought is I can't wait. I cannot wait for that match. And if it happens to be the main event, which it might be, I don't know if it is. I wouldn't be mad. No one can be mad at that because that announcement alone, and we said this like 3 or 4 months ago when they were, we were thinking about and the little rumblings were going by that, we were thinking it was already going to happen. If you have Omega Okada for all the gold, it has to be main event because there's no match that's going to be able to go after that.
No. I think AEW has a very huge problem. The problem is they have 3 matches that are announced on the All-In card that all could be the main event.
Yes, they're all amazing.
That is an incredible problem to have.
Yes.
These tickets, like, depending on what happens, these tickets might sell because of just these 3 matches. The tickets have been skyrocketing a little bit lately. They've been moving a little bit more than they have been.
Yeah. They've been moving.
So it is a very good problem to have where you're a month out from the show and the only 3 matches you have announced for the show, people are fighting about which one should be the main event. That's a fantastic problem to have.
That's a great problem to have.
We're going to get... What was that pay-per-view that we had that ridiculous run where we had Ospreay and Fletcher in the cage match We had Okada and what was it? Revolution? What pay-per-view was that?
Oh, wait, hold on. That was Revolution?
Here, let me find out. But that run, I can't believe I'm forgetting it. I can't believe it's like not off the top of my head. But that run of matches until it was Revolution. It was Revolution because it was Oh, here, let me actually pull it up because I was
yeah, that's Revolution.
It was here. Let's see. The run was ridiculous because it was Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May. It was the match, right? The Hollywood ending.
Hollywood ending, yeah.
Then we got Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita for the International Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
And everyone was talking about that this run of matches was one of the most insane run of matches we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And now we're going to do that again with the 3 matches that we have announced. Because you know Moxley and Heyman about to go crazy. They have to. Moxley's about to go insane in this match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're getting the Moxley that we love.
The way he's wrestling now, yeah, we're getting... He's like going back to, badass Moxley. Like, where he's just... You don't care. He's just fucking people up.
Yes. So it's just exciting to see, and it's like I said, it's a good problem for AEW. The fact that Okada Omega, that has to be you're right. That has to be the main event. Even with Omega and Okada, I'm not even gonna say that because people are like, oh, Okada and Omega aren't the same. Okada has not been wrestling the way he should be wrestling. He has not been exerting himself fully at all.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, Kenny Omega. The people who say that did not watch Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd earlier this year at Wrestle Dynasty.
No, they didn't. Because, like, that match, Kenny Omega went off. He went hard, man.
And that was literally his first match back.
Yeah.
Literally. And he has not been doing that in AEW. They're going to go crazy. 65 minutes. Okay, maybe not 65 minutes, but whatever.
65 minutes?
They've already wrestled that long before. The 2 out of 3 Falls match.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. Which some people still consider one of the greatest matches of all time, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So
no, it is. Up there with, Kobashi Misawa, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And Flair Steamboat. I always put Flair Steamboat up there.
Flair Steamboat. Actually, you know what? My favorite Ricky Steamboat matches? Steamboat Macho Man.
Woo, yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, very underrated matches because no one really talks about Steamboat Macho Man too much. The match is also incredible. Macho Man also does not get the rep he deserves for being as great as he was.
Oh, Macho Man was fantastic.
Yeah. People don't see it too much. People only see the later stuff that he did, but that man was a fucking wrestler.
Oh, he was a machine, dude.
So if y'all haven't seen these matches, y'all got homework now.
Yep.
And also, if you haven't seen Okada Omega, any of them, before All In, watch all of them. Just do it. I'm going to do it again. I'm watching them all again. I don't know when, but I will. All right, we're going to move forward because now we're going into the collision part of the show officially now.
Mm-hmm.
The collision side was like a little... It was a little different. Definitely felt a little bit slower, but it's all good. It happens. We go backstage with Ricochet. And Ricochet is like, oh, you think I'm going to wrestle here? No. But I will be watching because he's looking for people to do his bidding. People who are unwavering. People who would display unwavering loyalty. People who will follow him, serve him, and do anything that he says in his quest for gold. I don't know if he's going to be able to find that. That's a crazy thing to say before you get a faction, but it is what it is. You have any thoughts on that before we move on to the first match of the night?
No, just Ricochet's being great. That's all.
Then we're gonna move on. We get Will Ospreay again because now we're getting Will Ospreay versus Lio Rush. And I saw people talking about this match. They're like, "Oh, Lio Rush is really good." Yes,
Yes.
yes. All y'all took time taking all these retirement jokes and all that bullshit. Y'all forgot how good Lio Rush is in the ring.
Yeah, Lio Rush is ridiculous.
He was making Ospreay breathe heavy for a minute there with the way he was running around. Also, I put this on Blue Sky too. I whenever I see Ospreay wrestle against someone like Lio Rush, like someone smaller, it makes me remember how small Ospreay used to be.
Oh yeah.
And Ospreay can still wrestle. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he can't wrestle. He cannot move as fast as he used to. He still moves, but the way he was moving before was different.
Oh well, he's what? He's about, what is it? 40, 50 pounds heavier?
Oh yeah. The fact that he still moves the way he does is insane. But he also used to move a lot faster back in the day, which is weird to think about.
Yeah. Well, I won't say 40, 50 pounds. He's about 30 pounds heavier, but he also had a couple injuries too.
Yeah, he had a couple neck injuries. He had a spine injury. It got bad. I'm happy that he gained the muscle because the way that he was wrestling before was not great for him. It's a lot better now. But yeah, we got that. Of course, if you are surprised, Will Ospreay did win, but he won with the Styles Clash. Funny enough.
Look. Ospreay, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
You did about 4 AJ Styles moves in that match.
He normally doesn't do the phenomenal forearm either, and he did it there.
Yeah, he did it there. He did, there was one, what was it? There was another move AJ does too. I forgot what it was called, but it's the one where he puts him on the shoulder and he I don't know how to really explain it, but it's totally an AJ Styles move that he was doing in what he was doing outside of WWE. He wasn't doing it in WWE.
Mm, he doesn't do anything in WWE really.
But I'm like, I see what you're doing, Ospreay. You're trying to lure that man to AEW.
It's the fact that he won with the Styles Clash also, because I think he's only done it in AEW one other time. I'm pretty sure. So this is like the second time he's done it, which is crazy.
What, win with the Styles Clash?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the second time.
Mm-hmm. So he did that shit on purpose.
Oh no, he is totally doing. He literally bust out 4 AJ Styles moves in a match. Even his current finishing move, which is the phenomenal forearm.
Exactly. All I'm gonna say also, he did the same thing to Ricochet, and then Ricochet showed up.
Yep.
Do you have any thoughts on this before we move on to the next segment?
Let's see. No, I thought the match was great, but like the after the match stuff was where it gets juicy.
Oh, we're about to talk about it right now.
Yep.
Ospreay wins. Then Roosh comes out and attacks Ospreay along with Andretti. So everyone's freaking out because, oh my god. And then Hangman shows up. And Hangman has a chair. He has 2 chairs. He gives Ospreay a chair. Everyone else runs out the ring. Then Hangman and Ospreay looking at each other. Ospreay thanks him. Gives him a little fist bump. He leaves the ring. Adam Page then takes a microphone. He said that he does not need help to win the AEW World Championship, the AEW Men's World Championship. But because Ospreay said he'll have his back, I'll have his back too. And Hangman was going off. And then out of nowhere, which was a beautiful camera shot, by the way, The camera pans a little bit. John Moxley standing right there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our first interaction between Moxley and Hangman for this feud.
Yep.
And they're just staring. Hangman, he's trying to stare back, but I'm not gonna hold you. Moxley had the intimidation factor. He had his Nen up heavy in this segment. He was trying to hit that Conqueror's Hockey real hard. He couldn't do it because Hangman's a stronger man.
Conqueror's. God damn it. You had to do it, didn't you?
I had to. Because it was the way that Moxley was staring at him. I was like, I've fucking seen that before. I've seen Luffy do that shit before, bro.
God damn it.
The Death Riders also all come out, and they're surrounding the ring. Hangman surrounded. Ospreay comes back out. Everyone kind of walks away. And that's our segment. That's it. We get our first interaction is the stare down between Hangman and John Moxley. What were your thoughts on the segment?
Man, look. It's the war is about to start. Moxley and Moxley and crew is about to, he's like, oh, Hangman, I know you ain't forgot about us, right? I know you didn't forget about who you about to go against, right? So, Moxley came there to remind him, like the boogeyman. He just showed up.
Moxley didn't say a word, bro.
He didn't have to. That's what's so powerful about it. He didn't have to say a word. He just showed up, which is pretty much telling Hangman, look, I could show up anytime, anywhere. You can look up, and I'm right there. I'm on your ass.
He didn't put hands on him either.
So,
he just stood there.
Nope. He just stood there, and look, you see me, the Death Riders ain't far behind. Right? Mm-hmm. So, because all the Death Riders started swarming in, too.
Yep.
So... Oh, go ahead.
The part I forgot. I forgot that he said that Hangman said that he didn't need help, especially not from Swerve. That's the thing. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. So he did say that, not from Swerve, specifically not from Swerve. But yeah, that just showed Moxley just showed him in a semi-polite way, I'm on your ass. That's it. And when they came out with the chairs and stuff, he's like, okay, but just remember, you slip up, I'm here. And the whole team is here too. We're going to get you.
Bro, that shit was so good. It was so good. It was the way that Moxley just kind of showed up. Like, we didn't see him slide in the ring or anything. It was like AEW did the perfect camera work right there. Like, the camera panned and Moxley was just standing there. And I was like, oh shit.
Well, you heard the crowd. The crowd started going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When, because Hangman had his back turned, and then that's when when he turned around, the camera turned too, which was really cool. Yeah, so, yeah.
This shit was so good, bro. It was so good. So we're going to move on. Our next segment, we had Don Callis, who had a surprise for Bandito and the Outrunners. So there was a challenge made. Don Callis has accepted it. And here's the thing that went crazy. We have a new member of the Don Callis family. Hechicero.
Hell yeah.
The Don Callis family is the most stacked faction we have ever had in wrestling.
It's ridiculous.
Bro. Josh Alexander, Hechicero, Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Roppongi Vice, Lance Archer. Oh my god. There's also a Brian Cage who was injured.
Yeah.
God bless. And Hechicero.
And Hechicero. Yeah.
So we have the match official, so we're gonna get We're going to get that match later tonight, which is going to be our main event, which we find out a little bit later. You have any thoughts on the new member of the Don Callis family?
Well, we're all a fan of Hechicero over here, so the Don Callis family is too strong.
Yeah, I don't know if Adam Cole really wants to do this. That's probably not a good idea.
They keep adding people, so there's no way they're beyond Death Rider numbers right now. This is the thing.
And it's all quality. All of it.
Yeah. It's like all of them are like heavy hitters.
It's ridiculous. Right after this, we got another match. We got FTR versus Atlantis Jr. and United Empire's own Templario. I mean, we know what was going to happen. It was a very good match, though. FTR did win, though.
Yeah.
They had to pin Templario, though. Sucks, but it is what it is. After the match, Stokely was talking about FTR's dominance, that they're winning his tag team in AEW, and that everyone will fall to FTR eventually. And they left. What were your thoughts? What were the thoughts on the match in the segment?
Match was fun. Segment did what it needed to, right? Like, hey, like FTR's coming back up, man. So you never know, man. I almost feel like at some point in time it's going to be FTR versus the Hurt Syndicate.
It's going to be at some point, right? Like at some point, and this is no disrespect to any of the other tag teams that the Syndicate has wrestled. They're going to have to wrestle some top tier tag teams at some point.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. Right now, Syndicate doesn't really have any plans for, at least any like laid out plans for All In yet. So we'll see. You know they're going to be on the card, so we'll see where that goes. It has to be a tag title match. So we'll just see where it is. I don't think they're going to do. I don't think they're going to do FTR Syndicate there.
No. Well, they could, but nah. I don't. It's probably going to be Syndicate versus Kevin Knight and Speedball.
I can see that. That'd be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Get them on the card because they need to be on the card for sure.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a trios match, or no, it was a. It was a trios match. It was a trios match. It was Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, and Hechicero versus Los Runners and Bandito, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It doesn't say that here, which is weird. Anyway, I remember more than AEW does apparently.
I see it right here.
See, it doesn't say Hito's name at the top though, which is weird.
Oh yeah, because I see Protoshita and versus Los Outrunners and Bandito.
Yeah, see, it's weird. Well, whatever. Neither here nor there. The match was heat though. It was a very good match. This was actually my favorite. This is my favorite thing I've seen from the Outrunners. Actually, funny enough, it wasn't like crazy, but I really enjoyed this. Of course, though, the Don Callis family ain't gonna lose. Kyle Fletcher pinned Bandito.
Yep.
So now Kyle Fletcher has the claim to 2 titles in technically 2 different companies, which is funny. But what were your thoughts on the match?
The match was fun, and it's like Kyle Fletcher wasn't. You second they had Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita in there, like there's no way they're losing. No way. No. Hechicero got to win, so we're good.
Next up, we have a women's segment. I think when I talked about that earlier, I said we had 4. We actually only had 3, which is crazy.
Yeah.
The segment was great though, but we needed more of this. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford were attacking Anna Jay. We know Harley Cameron's not here right now. We know she's hurt. So they were attacking, and they brought her out to the ring, and were trying to attack her. And then we got Ty Mello's music. Ty Mello has finally returned to AEW, despite the fact that she wrestled 6 months ago in Stardom.
In Stardom, yeah.
But she is back, which means TJ is back, which means we have an OG tag team in the women's division again. Just announce the titles. Announce the titles. I don't know what we're waiting for. Just announce the titles.
Yeah, just announce some titles, man. Because, look, we getting new tag teams formed and everything. Come on. We all see what the hell you're doing. Just do it.
Just announce the titles. Like, we all know they're coming. We all want them. Announce the titles.
Yeah, just do it.
What were your thoughts on the segment?
It's a fun segment. And look, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford has been on TV, I think, every week for the past, 3 months. 4 months.
Good.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, to the people after she lost to Toni Storm saying she got, buried or whatever. No, she's literally on TV every week. Far from it. And she's like one of the main parts of the, whenever she shows up, she's like one of the main parts.
There's a potential that Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford could be the first women's tag champions.
Yeah. That's very likely. Or them or Sky Blue and Julia Hart.
That'd be great too. We have options. Give us the titles.
Yeah, give us the damn titles already.
Yeah, stop playing. We know they're coming. just let them go. Do the tournament. Do whatever you're gonna do. Oh shit! Give them to a team. I don't care. Put the titles on TV at this point. It's time. Next up, we had a segment backstage where Anthony Bowens called out Kyle Fletcher.
Bowens, no.
Also, this is Pride of Pro Wrestling Month. Shout out. Yeah. So we're gonna be getting Anthony Bowens versus Kyle Fletcher. What are your thoughts?
I get what Bowens is doing. Good job, Bowens. Getting in there, calling out the best. But I think at this point in time, Kyle Fletcher's the wrong one.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good match, though. I can't wait.
It's gonna be fantastic. And I definitely don't see Bowens winning it, but it's gonna be a very good match either way.
Yeah, it's gonna be real good.
Also, we're continuing the trend of Bowen wrestling top tiers. So,
yep,
I'll take it.
Just like the guy he called out.
Mm-hmm.
Same way. He did the same thing in the exact same way.
So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a real good match. Bowens has been fantastic. So we're gonna see him wrestle against Kyle Fletcher next week, and we'll see. Next up, we had our Ring of Honor Television Championship match. Our champion Nick Wayne versus Sammy Guevara versus Lee Johnson versus AR Fox. I put this on Blue Sky. I definitely would not have minded AR Fox winning this match.
Mm-hmm.
And AR Fox went crazy this match as per usual. But he did not win. In fact, he got pinned. It is what it is, but Nick Wayne is still Ring of Honor Television Champion. It was a very good match. Everyone had their spots. It didn't feel like it was that long either, but everyone had spots. Everyone did their thing. But Nick Wayne is still Ring of Honor Television Champion. What are your thoughts on this match?
Oh man, this match they went crazy. From the start, they went crazy as quick as they possibly could.
Oh yeah.
And ended with Nick Wayne winning, which we knew was probably going to happen. But
yeah,
I'm with you. I wouldn't have mind if AR Fox won too.
It would have been nice. You know what I mean? I get why he didn't. I get why it was going to be a Nick Wayne victory because you got to tell the story right now between Nick Wayne and Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Well, he gonna get screwed out of the title eventually, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised if Nick Wayne's wrestling again in another 4-way this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Next, we had our second women's match of the night in hour 4.
Mm-hmm.
Thekla versus Lady Frost.
Tekla.
Thekla. I can never say her name right.
No, take out the H.
Tekla.
Yep.
I can never say her name right. I never could. I've watched her for years. I've never been able to say her name right. She did wrestle against Lady Frost. Lady Frost kind of got her ass beat in this match.
Yeah.
This was a showing for Tekla. And she got her first win on AEW TV. She was just kind of getting her shit off, too. So, It is what it is. That's kind of what happens. It was a very short match. What were your thoughts?
That fucking submission is nasty.
This is your first time seeing her, huh?
Yeah.
Bro, you ain't seen nothing yet either. She's real good. I would suggest if you have time, you should watch Tekla and I was like Queen Aminata, not Tekla and Athena from Stardom earlier this year.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic match. Really good. For the Ring of Honor Women's Championship.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of figured what was gonna happen. We did get a confrontation after though, because Queen Aminata came out, and it was announced that we're gonna be getting Queen Aminata versus Tekla this week. So that should be a very interesting match. We'll see. We also got a Queen Aminata promo, which I was very happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll be seeing that next week.
I think Queen Aminata can keep up with her. She hits hard like a Stardom person, so it could go pretty hard.
I can't wait to see her surprise. She's gonna take a hit from Queen Aminata, and Tekla's gonna be like, "What the fuck? I'm not in Japan right now." It's gonna be fun.
She's gonna wake up.
So after this match and after the segment, this is when we got the announcement. This was the Tony Khan announcement that we're going to be getting. You said it earlier, Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada for winner takes all. So we don't know if they're going to merge the titles. We don't know if there's just going to be a double champion. We don't know what this means yet. All we know is that the winner of this match is going to have the International Championship and the Continental Championship to form the Intercontinental Championship. More than likely, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll probably be called the Intercontinental Championship, huh?
Yeah, I mean it could. International and the Continental.
Yeah.
I mean we'll see. If they do make it that, just bring the IWGP International Champion or Intercontinental Championship back and just put AEW on it, and I'll be happy.
What was it, the white strap?
Yeah, white belt.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Give me that.
Yeah, just put the AEW logo on it and just make it your own. It's fine. No one's gonna ask any questions. No one's gonna say anything. It's fine. And then we got our main event. Don Callis family again. Lance Archer, Josh Alexander, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero versus Daniel Garcia and Paragon.
Yep.
I'm not gonna hold you. We kind of talked about it earlier. I'm kind of sick of Daniel Garcia and Paragon. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Match is still really good though.
Match was good.
Everyone kind of showed out, but Rocky Romero did take the pin. He lost, and Paragon and Daniel Garcia did win the match. Proffitt, what were your thoughts?
Match was fine, right? It was a very solid match. I think the thing at the end, though, right? Danny Garcia ain't over losing the belt.
No.
At all. So you had Adam Cole there holding up the TNT title, and Danny Garcia was looking right at the TNT title. So I think we're probably going to end up with a 3-way, if I were to guess, for the TNT Championship between Kyle Fletcher, Adam Cole, and Danny Garcia.
I'm okay with that.
No, that match is going to slap. That's going to be good.
Let that be another all-in match. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Also, everyone's been saying it, so I'll say it too. if that match does happen. However, whatever TNT Championship match happens, Kyle Fletcher should win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time. As much as and I guess this is me being delusional, but I feel like if Fletcher holds it, we'll be getting a lot more matches. You know, it'll be more like the old TNT Championship style, where all the stories are going to be around that instead of whatever's been happening for like the last 6 months.
Well, it's because that's how the Don Callis family works, though, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, cool, we got a title, we're gonna challenge everybody. It doesn't matter.
I mean, Takeshi's flying back and forth to Japan all the time. He's going to be on Dominion against Bolton Oleg, which is going to be another really good match.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Dominion is a much watched show. Like, it's going to be really good. I think the surprising part is that the winner of the Best Super Juniors, which we haven't talked about yet, so I'm not going to spoil it yet. I'm gonna wait. That match isn't going to happen there. They're going to wait. I don't know. We don't know when the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match is going to happen, but it's surprisingly not going to be on Dominion. But even without that, the Dominion card is kind of loaded. So y'all get ready for that, because we're most likely going to be talking about it. But other than that, Proffitt, what were your thoughts on this episode of AEW Fyter Fest?
It was a pretty decent episode. It was a pretty decent episode. Only thing the only thing I hated was, since they did Dynamite and Collision on the same day, there was no Collision on Saturday. It just felt empty. But at the same time, I was messing with my farm in Rune Factory, so that took up the time. It made me forget.
People kept on saying, "Oh, you know, AEW moved to 4 hours today because of WWE." No, they moved to 4 hours because the Switch 2 came out, and they knew all the nerds that were back there at AEW were gonna want to go get a Switch. So they went to go get their Switches, and they got to stay home this weekend and play. And they're gonna give them this. They're gonna give them the same thing next weekend.
Guys, it's because of the NBA playoffs or the finals. They were not avoiding WWE.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was constantly losing people, like losing viewers every week.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me. That's what people think. And people think that every time AEW does something, it has to be because of WWE. And when in reality, it's the opposite, which is crazy. But you know.
It's the exact opposite.
Yeah. There was we're not gonna stick on this too long, but there was someone brought up a clip from 2021 of AAA saying he didn't like the Evolution card, and that he didn't think that was like diversity. And then and now they're doing Evolution the day after All In. And
of course they are.
And then they're also putting 2 shows on the day of All In now.
It doesn't matter. Like the last time they did that, it didn't even work.
No. They had a half empty arena for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That's also because them ticket prices are stupid.
Yeah. Their ticket prices are ridiculous.
Like they expect people to pay UFC prices every week. Insane.
Yeah, no, it's fucking crazy.
But I think that's it. Do you have any other thoughts about anything wrestling wise before we get up out of here?
No, I think AEW was, it was a good 4-hour show. I just missed my I missed not having it on the Saturday, but that's okay. It's okay.
We gotta do it one more week. Which this 4-hour show feels like it's gonna be a little bit better than this week's. I'm not even saying this week's was bad. It's just the one that's coming up this week feels a little bit more structured. There's a lot more going on. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be escalation, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to see for sure.
But with that, we're gonna get out of here. But before we get out of here, y'all know we gotta go through the script. First off, thank you all so much for listening to this podcast. We've been getting views like crazy, and it's very appreciated. Y'all been showing out, and we really appreciate it. Y'all, we have a decent amount of people listening to this part right now. So again, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hear more from us, you want to hear us talk more about wrestling, you want to hear us talk more about anime, talk more about gaming, follow all of us on Blue Sky. The whole podcast is at TAGPW Podcast. You can follow Proffitt at Proffitt, Proffitt. You can follow me at Shikoku. I never spell mine. I talk about really random stuff. I have very bad ADHD, so whatever. So definitely make sure, if you want to talk to us more, follow us there, give us some comments there, talk to us about the shows. We tweet about all the shows as they're happening whenever we're there. So definitely feel free to interact with us. We love interacting with all of you. It's been a really good time. Makes it a lot of fun. Also, if you're on the go and you're one of the few people who does not listen to this on YouTube, make sure you go to Spotify. Look up TAGPW Podcast. You'll be able to find this podcast on there. All of our podcasts for Off the Top Rope are on there. So go back, listen to some old ones. You can listen to our takes. You can hear us when we were 100% on things that were correct. You can hear us on things that were not. But make sure you go over to Spotify, follow us there, give us all the ratings, and you can listen to us on the go. Proffitt, tell the good people about the YouTubes.
All right, guys. So if you're listening on YouTube, again, thank you very much. First thing I would like to ask you to do, tap that like button. It gets the podcast to everybody out there that has the same taste as you, and then it'll get it to more people that will actually like an AEW podcast that's not a grifter podcast. If you know what I mean. Also, comment. I know we have hot takes, we have cold takes, we have all the takes, baby. We got it all. So, comment. Hey, we're every week now. Once we get a comment, we're gonna talk about it on the show. So it's fun to get a back and forth, and instead of us typing out the response, it's better that you hear from us ourselves. So, with that, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get this show and any of our other shows whenever they come out. And yeah, thank you very much. And it's late, it's hot, but you know what? We got to get out of here. So we're out.
Peace.